to make it shake. I wake up to the cake, now I'm hollering in the place. Yeah, I'm posted in the vid when it gets to red green. Yeah, I'm switching up my shorties like I got some different strings. Yeah, I'm about to make it shake, yeah, I had to make it shake. Yeah, I'm about to make it shake, yeah, I had to make it shake. Yeah, the way she make it shake, I ain't throwing no ones. Yeah, I'm speaking to myself, I ain't trusting no one. Yeah, I was here, now it's till I see the sunrise. Yeah, I just raised my price the way I built my inner. Man, you already know the deal, it's Lil Vyl. Can't tap in.
All right, Lil Vyl, where you coming from, man?
Right now I'm coming from Midtown.
Midtown. Where you grow up at?
Fayetteville, Clayton County.
Cool, bro. What was it like growing out there, man?
It was smooth. I had grew up in foster care, so you know that made things interesting. I ended up staying with my grandmother in Fayette County, and you know it was smooth. I got best of both worlds because I was doing music still, even in high school, but I was even shit like the class president and shit. Okay.
All right, bro. Tell me about your high school life, bro. What was that like?
Shit was crazy. Like I said, being in foster care, like I moved to different schools, so I never really was with a certain group of friends for long until I got to high school. When I got to high school, I met like the homies that brought out the music stuff out of me for me. We figured out that it's like, yo, I didn't even know the opportunities or possibilities that came with the things that I'm on now, but it came from just the people that I met in high school, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, okay. Do you remember how they kind of got you into experimenting with music?
Yo, so I've always been doing music, but it was like just that little kid who be rapping, have a little notebook and stuff. But I was dating this girl, long story short, and she went to the school. It was a middle school. This is all before high school, like 8th grade going into 9th. Long story short, she would show people at her school my music, and then a group of dudes at that school was like, oh, he hard, introduced me. And then she introduced me to this little circuit of people, and then the girl done left, you know what I'm saying? But the group of people, we tapped in, and they became like my brothers for real. One of them had studio equipment, and then I recorded my first actual song.
Or do you remember what it was called?
Stay Strong. It was about my mom and like alcoholism, things like that. Just like real positive.
Okay, so you were already on like a conscious vibe when you started making music.
I would say I was more conscious when I started, and then I realized that like it's more about like the vibe than it is what you're trying to say. Even though that might sound backwards, it's like if you want people to hear you, you gotta make them feel you first. So if you're not capable of making them feel you, you're not really gonna be heard.
All right. So then describe your music, bro. How should it be listened to?
I evolved into who I am now. Lil Vyl, still a big deal. My music is definitely trap influenced. That's what I grew up on. Whether we was trapping weed or trapping CDs. Then we went into now where we are with like streaming and stuff. So it's still the same mentality of just getting it in, getting it gone. You know what I mean? With the music. So that type of attitude, mentality is reflected in my music for sure.
Word, that's cool, bro. That's cool. Who are some people that you listened to growing up, man?
Growing up, big hip hop head, definitely MF Doom. Yes. It's not directly where I got inspired. My name Lil Vyl, that's short for villain. But being a white man in hip hop, I had to like understand that like I can't just run with Doom's aesthetic and not give some type of homage to bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Right.
I get a lot of my steez from Doom nowadays because it's like I tapped in with that whole villain vibe he got going.
Mad villain.
Yeah.
Bro, so when Doom's death, like, how did you feel about that? You know, when he died, people didn't even know he died until like months later when his family revealed it.
I thought it was pretty fire how they revealed it on like Halloween because it's like, I don't know, that just seems like something he would have wanted. But it's the same with any artist that like I listen to and they pass away. It's like it just sucks. We'll never get to work.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll never get to work. So that's one person you would have worked with, definitely.
Definitely.
What are some other names that you're trying to get to in your career, bro?
See, I mean, I have a lot of like people within like my like I follow people like Duop Kane, like people on like there's like levels to the shit. You feel me? But if I
Yeah.
had to go up to the
Top.
top, it's Cole or Kendrick. Mainly Cole, cause Cole can produce. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My whole life, people been telling me to Dreamville, so you know what I'm saying.
Dreamville, J. Cole shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been telling me to dream as like me being Lil Vyl. So I just say it was like, oh shit, maybe one day Dreamville might be emotion, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
I might
Lil
have to start
Vyl X
doing
Dreamville. Man, so speaking for your career right now, bro, is there like any moment in your career that you're really proud of?
it. Anytime I get like a blog or like an opportunity like this is like when I feel like the most, not necessarily validated, but like it's like I'm getting heard outside the music too. You know, there's a message
Right.
to the music, and this is the avenue to do that. But one time I got on DJ Small Eyes, and he let me come up there and rap.
A word? That's hard as
Yeah,
hell.
so
How'd that happen? Tell me how that came about.
I posted like a acapella situation on Instagram. Sometimes I do that. I might just drop like a little video of me acapella rapping on the gram, and he seen it. I got an email, and he was like, "I don't really think you're ready for an interview, but I want to put a spotlight on you. So if you want to come up to the studio and drop some bars, come do that."
And he let you come through?
Yeah. So
Bro.
that was like little moments like that.
Kind of like built up the
Yeah,
momentum.
it's been helping me like actually want to do this more and more. You know.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Now, you do performances too, man. Can you describe your first performance to me and how you got into it?
Yo, my first performance was crazy, and they still have them going on. It's called Apache Open Mics. I did mine back in like 2014, so it's like,
Damn.
yeah. I wasn't Lil Vyl though. I was just rapping. That's what I mean. Like I've always rapped, but I've never had like a brand. You know what I'm saying? Cause I got my brand tatted on me.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that's how when I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I see. We look each other in the eyes. It's like, oh shit, we gotta get to the motion.
Oh, what's the inspiration behind that?
My little brother drew that. I don't really know. I made it into something that has two D's for the eyes. I make it stand for do or die. But my little brother drew that when I was a kid, and he always associated that image with me.
For real?
Yeah, so I just like took it to heart. I was like, that's hard, and then.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I saw the image, it does stand out. That's the
Right.
thing about that shit. When I see it on Instagram, it stands out.
Right.
That's how I know it's your page, or I just see it. So you
So,
feel me? That's one of those kind of iconic things that will kind of just will let people know what your brand is. You feel me?
Right.
That's how I look at that. That's how I look at that. But nah, man. Where do you want to be in the next 3 to 5 years?
So I got my LLC going right now, Villain Radio. What I'm trying to do with that is step by step build it up and basically be on some record label situation. I have a lot of dope artists that are I feel like could be pushed a little harder, and again, like as a white man in hip hop, I'm not really focused on being like the main star. Like my whole thing is to build a platform potentially for other artists.
Right.
And that's just kind of like where I see myself in 5 years, is just building that platform for other artists. And I will say, going back to the shows, I started another little company called No Inside Voices, and we be doing little showcases where, you know what I'm saying, artists that I fuck with, like quote unquote my artist roster, they just not signed yet, you know what I'm saying? They'll come through and perform, you know. But it's artists that I like with, or people in the Villain camp that are associated with us, you know what I'm saying? So it's still family, community.
Right.
Shit like that.
Now, I understand you're an independent artist, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the importance do you feel like it is for people to be independent? And you personally, when do you feel like someone should sign?
So I think somebody should sign if they actually have like a lawyer that has read through the contract and has made sense. But like the way that the music industry set up now, being all stream based and internet based. It's like really, how can I say this? I've noticed YouTube content creators have more likelihood of blowing up nowadays than just the average rapper. So it's like, I just feel like having a bunch of content and things of that nature, you can do independent and get, you know, lucrative outcomes from that without even needing to go. Because usually when you get a deal or something, they be trying to get you caught up in those 360 things. Like,
Right.
I know Grammy award-winning engineers, platinum producers, and any conversation I have with them when it comes to business is watch for the contracts. Like, it's too rhetorical at this point to where it's like, you might as well do it independent, you know?
Right. Right. No, but you want to be a label owner, right? What would
Yeah.
make you? What would you do differently than most labels?
So that's the thing, like, I don't know if I have the right, if label is the word that I'm trying to define, because it's like,
Would you be like,
eventually I want monetary gain from it, obviously for sustainability of the company, but again, I'm just trying to build this platform with artists that, like, I generally support. Like, again, music for me is all about feeling, so it's like when I feel these artists, it's like I want other people to feel the same way I feel, you know what I mean? So it's like,
so would it be like more of a collective?
yeah, I would say it's more of a collective that helps negotiate deals that, you
Like
know,
marketing deals.
it's like a PR situation. It's
Right.
like it's like artist development. I want to develop artists. That's really more so on what I'm trying to do. But I know that it could evolve, and I would have to, again, with the what I was saying, the monetary aspect is like, I'd have to structure it. Like, it's a business, so it'd have to be structured. You feel me?
Right.
So
Now then, getting into your music, bro. Do you have any favorite releases you have out right now?
so I have a project that I just dropped called Super Villain 3. It's the third installment to my little series I got going, Super Villain. Yeah, man, that's what I'm pushing right now. It's pretty lit. I'm, again, with like features and stuff, I'm not really too big on features, especially on my projects. I like to do features with like singles and stuff.
Right.
When it's my project, it's like me.
You want people to
And-
know you based off of your work.
Right.
Right.
And I might have like, I got this one homie, his name's Tex Mariani, and he's like he's my favorite rapper, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I do a project, he's usually the only feature, if not like two other people that I rock with, you know what I mean? In terms of my own camp.
Right.
I want to like start collaborating more on projects, but as of right now, that's just kind of how, when I go into a project mode, it's like, I'm stubborn. It's like I want it to just be mine. But when I'm in like a collaborative mode, you know, I like to just do a singles. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay then. That's cool, bro. That's cool. Now then, what about to anticipate what should we be waiting on or expect from you next?
So, 2023, I'm about to just be dropping a bunch of music videos. Probably see me in a lot more like blogs, interviews, stuff like this. I mean, I'm ready for people to hear me, and see my face. Like, I'm about to graduate college, so it's like, that's a big step for me. Like,
Right.
I really use college to get to, like, cause when you're from the south side of Atlanta, it's like and I didn't realize this until I started chilling with some people from the like around Howes Mill in Atlanta, right? They're up on the north side, not Gwinnett North. I'm talking about like just literally on the you're looking down and see the city. They're like looking down on the city. But when you come from the south side, you like grow up looking up at the city.
Right.
So it's like, how could, like, I don't know. It's a perspective. It's like a power dynamic. Like, our power dynamic is like looking up when other people is like looking down, right? Like,
Right.
So for me, it's like, how could I get to the city? I'm only like 15 minutes from the city, but the point is, how could I be in the city and having things to do? I'm not just getting food in the city. It's like I have places to be, people to see.
Right. Have motion throughout the
Have
city.
emotion, you feel me? So it's like, I just seen school doing that. School put me on all the bad bitches, all the books, all the money moves. Like, college was crazy. So college isn't for everybody though. You'll waste your money if you don't know what the hell you're doing. You're gonna fuck up and end up in student debt.
Right.
I knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying?
What school do you go to, man?
I go to Georgia State University.
What do you study?
I'm an English major, creative writing concentration, and journalism minor.
Oh, that's hard, bro. That's
Yeah.
hard. And so, you know, you kind of understand what I got going on here.
Yeah, bro. That's why I support it. I feel like what you got going on is hard, and it's like, you know, even after this, like I'm gonna try and push you and your brand, cause that's kind of what I was trying to say about like how we put the word collective on it. You know, that's the purpose of mine is to see like what you got going on and try and help you.
All right.
Um,
Right, man.
Just because you extended offers to me to help me, right?
Right, bro.
So that doesn't go unnoticed. You know what I'm saying?
No, you see, I saw your music. I saw your page. You came and performed at
Right.
Laugh Now, Cry Later. So from
Right.
there,
So this isn't the first invitation where you've like been showing hospitality. You know what I mean? So
No.
that's real.
this is all for the people, bro. This is literally all of this is for the people. You see the state of music and what it is into Atlanta. You see what it's become turning into now. There has to be a new generation that has to step up and kind of take control. People are kind of you know the situation with the DA and everything going on, and people have to be careful. Yeah, all of that. So now people are kind of just scrambling. Everyone is scrambling to kind of find what the next best thing is, who's going to be the next group on top. I believe.
But see, if we don't do it fast as a city, bro, these other cities is going to really...
All it's really going to do is divide up the city. You know,
yeah,
people
but you know how like people been saying Atlanta's been running hip-hop for like the longest.
Right.
If all of Atlanta is basically locked up on a mainstream level, I mean,
yeah,
it's going to lead to another city really like taking that over. So I feel like what you're saying is hella important because it's like...
you got to give people a chance to actually put themselves out there because people are going to be stuck with what they know. And, you know, I ain't even going to call YSL old or burnt out, but they've been up since 2012, 2013. And there's so many other people that make music out there right now. You feel me? There's so many talented artists.
Like YSL was trying to do that generational thing. Like R.I.P. Kid and shit, but like I really felt like he was the torch. Like he carried the Young Thug torch. Like even like when I hear Kid, I'd be like, bro, like it was cool to hear how structured. That's what I mean. Like structure's everything to me. To where like when I heard Kid, like Kid to Thug, that's a good conversation because it's like Kid knew his role. He knew how to pay respect, but he also knew how to be his own. To where it wasn't like he was just dick riding Thug. It's like he was part of Thug's aesthetic almost. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
So, you know, he made YSL look better because he held YSL as a brand, like, you know.
Right. That's true, bro. So now, how often do you say you record and, you know, just work on you?
So, the way I record, I punch in, freestyle, everything. I write sometimes, but that's only, like, if, I don't know, I just do it. I write sometimes just because I sometimes feel like I can't rap, so it's like I gotta go and make sure I can still rap. But when I record all the time punching in, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And there's also times where I'm not recording because it's like I have a life to live. Like I'm like really, really, really busy.
Right.
I mean, so recording might not always be. They try and tell you it's like a muscle you gotta work out every day, but it's like sometimes I like to take time away and then come back and then see like if that time away help me come up with something new or like a new approach. You know?
Okay, so that leads to my next question. I was gonna ask you, how do you deal with the stagnant moments when it comes to just recording and all?
I don't. So I never have writer's block. I never have any of that. It's literally like once I made music about a feeling, as long as like my heart's pumping, like I got a vibe going. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like there's always something to do or talk about or like express. You know, so.
Right. You're not wrong. So basically, you kind of record when you feel that you can't record.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't try to force it. You just do it when it's there. You got that moment.
Right.
Okay, so that's kind of better in a way because that's more natural. So the sound is automatically gonna come out better. You're not forcing it. You're not gonna strain something that you know doesn't belong. Keep coming there and coming back. All right. So then, if you were to see your younger self, man, what would you tell yourself?
Um, Man, I said this before. I say it again, man. You don't need a team, because this is the thing. People get so dependent on other people that they don't build themselves up, understanding that that's what would actually make the team go up. You feel me?
All right.
Everybody needs to take time working on themselves, and really just understanding business relationships. You know what I'm saying? Just understand business relationships and don't ever make things personal. Always keep it business. Keep it player 100%, because shoot, I'd rather make money than anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, man.
So
It's true. Do you? Oh, okay. I know you mentioned something about how your music got spread and all that. I was want to ask you, like, when it comes to networking, is that easy for you? Hard for you? Like, explain that.
man, so this is where it gets tricky. Is like sometimes I'm really, 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 really awkward. But then there's other times where like I'm the like life of the party. But I had to learn, like, if I love you or like have a respect for you, then I'm gonna like speak my mind, and it might be like bada boom bada bing, like I won't shut up. But then you know that saying, like, the loudest in the room, yada yada yada. I had to learn that I can't be overly sharing love with everybody, even though that's what I want to do.
All right.
It's like not everybody receives that right, to where it's like I could be dropping gems, but it's not being received right because I wasn't speaking. You know, some people they'll be like, oh, you wasn't saying the right things. No, I was speaking to the wrong people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes I just had to realize
'Cause
who is and who's not.
those that get it are gonna get it. You feel me? Not
Yeah.
everybody. You can't make everybody
And there's no
understand.
reason trying to express that, because then you start just sounding like you got something to prove, and you don't have nothing to
Right.
prove except to your God or to your, whatever else you put in that type of position.
Right. And that's really true. That's very true, man. So, man, uh, tell me, man, what's something that you're waiting for, bro? What's a
So that I'm
short
waiting
term,
for?
yeah, a goal of yours?
Man, I'm really waiting for like a big ass backyard.
Backyard?
With like one of those garage barns where I could just work on a car or some shit all day, like listening to music. Like a backyard with one of those, like, I don't know if barn was the right word. You know what I'm talking about? Like the garages that are in people's backyards. It's
Uh,
like it looks like a whole separate house, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like called like a,
yeah,
it's it's a house. It's a different name, another name for a house. Basically, it's another name for a house,
right.
like a
But it's like if I had like
mini
a big
house,
ass,
shared house or something.
yeah, if I had a big ass garage, bro, that'd be
That's all right. So then, that kind of like leads to my next question. I was gonna ask you what would be like your first major purchase. So, would that be your first major purchase or?
Nah, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I'm really frugal. Like, I'm not really into all that flashy shit. I can be when it's time to pop out, but
All right.
it's like
Maybe not major purchase, but how about major purchase or investment?
investment. Where, what, to just be a rapper. My
Right.
first big flex is probably gonna be a Chevy Chevelle,
Mm.
old school John, or like a '68 Camaro if I could find it. Like as a kid, when I seen that Transformer movie, that it kind of killed the Camaro for me. I
Right.
started hating on it, but now that I'm getting back older, I like started appreciating it again. Um, but yeah, I'd probably get like an old school vintage car so I can be like, you know what I'm saying, feeling good. I like to hear music in the car, so I don't feel like that's a waste of money. A nice ass car.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
But nah, okay. Uh, words of inspiration for the youth, bro. What is something that you would tell other creators or just other people doing what they're doing on their journey in life?
Um. Don't not do what you're supposed to do. A lot of people, that they put the pro and procrastinate, and they just prolong they like dreams. It's like, even if it's a bumpy beginning, because it's always like you need to do something, and then people be like, oh, don't rush. It's like you need to find that in the middle and just get to it.
Right.
Be like really 5 year plan. That's it. 5 year plan. You need to have your 5 year plan.
5 year
Whatever that
plan.
is, figure it out. But because everybody plan gonna be different, you know what I mean?
That is true.
But that's who you can build with. Is does your plan match up to my plan? If so, ipso facto, let's go up. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
for sure.
That's true, man. And then where can we find you at one more time, Lil Vyl?
So look, man, on Instagram you can catch me at Lil Vylan, LilVylan. You can catch me on YouTube, Vylan Radio, spelled the same way. And you can find me on all major streaming platforms at Lil Vyl, VYL. You already know the deal. You know what I'm saying?
And that's hard. I'm here with Lil Vylan. This is Never Too Much Entertainment.
Yo,
And it was
shout out to them, man.
It was cool talking to you, man. Meeting you
appreciate you.
again. And we're probably gonna meet again soon.
Hold it down for the crown.